Today, I'm going to make a classic 5-minute fudge, and here are the ingredients that we need. 1 2/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. We also need 2/3 of a cup of evaporated milk, and I'm using Carnation, but you can use anything you want. That's made by Nestle's. We also need 2 tablespoons of butter, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of mini marshmallows, 1.5 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips, which are here, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and half a cup of chopped walnuts. Those are optional. I like walnuts in my fudge. So these are the ingredients, so let's get started. Alright, so I've got my saucepan, and what we're going to do is we're going to get all of our ingredients here. Well, our evaporated milk, our sugar, our butter, and our salt. And we're going to go on medium heat, and we're going to bring this up to a boil. And once it starts getting warm, we're going to stir constantly, and we want to get this boiling for about 5 minutes until the mixture starts to thicken. So I'm going to let this come up to a boil, and I'll be back. And this is about 2 minutes later. You can start seeing the bubbles. And I still have it on a medium heat. I do not want to burn this mixture. So don't put your stove on high. And not even a minute later, you can see now it's starting to boil, and our butter is almost melted. And you want to keep stirring this, because you don't want to burn the bottom. And at this point, I got my stove on 5. I'm going to drop it a little bit because it's a little bit fast. If it starts going crazy, you can just lift it off your element if you find that it's boiling a little bit too much. And what we want to do is we want to have this thicken. So I'm going to continue on doing this, and I'll be back. So I've been going a good 3 minutes now, and I'd say we're done. What you can see here is that the sugar has slightly caramelized. You can see that the mixture is slightly browner than it was before. This is going to add another level of flavor into our fudge. So that's it like that. So I'm turning off my heat now. That looks good. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in the rest of our stuff. So I've got my chocolate. I'll add in the chocolate. The vanilla. We'll just get that incorporated a little bit, and then we'll add in our marshmallows. And then we'll put in the marshmallows, and we'll let those incorporate. The marshmallows will melt down nicely. And as soon as that happens, we can throw in our walnuts, and that is it for this fudge. And then we'll let it cool, and then I'm going to come back at the work area again, and we'll pour this into our pan. And I guess what I should have done was zoomed in a little bit, because I got so into doing the fudge that I forgot about the camera going. So let me zoom in a little bit here. And there we go. Doesn't that look good? I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. And that looks really good. So now I'm going to take my walnuts and just pop those in. We'll give it a little mix around. And we're going to let this cool. And then we'll go on to the next step. Alright, now we're back at the work area, and so what I'm going to do is I've just cut a piece of wax paper, got myself a 9x9 container, and we're just going to place that over like that. And we're going to grab our fudge and gently just start pouring right in the middle. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to lift this a little bit, just to make sure it's nice and even. You can already see when I'm putting the spatula through it that it's, you know, not nearly as liquidy as before. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to pop this into the fridge for a few hours before you try to bring it out and cut it. If you live in a cold climate and it's chilly outside, you can pop it outside as well. There we go. Alright, so at this point I'm going to stop the video here. I'm going to place this in the fridge for a few hours and then we'll bring it back out and we'll cut it up and I'll show you the finished product then. Okay, toodaloo, see you later. Alrighty, so my fudge has been sitting in the fridge for about 4 hours or more. I didn't actually time it exactly, but anyway, here we go. So this is the fudge, so let's check it out. So what's great about putting it in wax paper is that you can just lift it right out. So let's lift that out. Alright. So I've got a cutting board here. So let's just get it on the cutting board. There we go. And let's cut this up. You can cut this into squares, you can cut it into rectangles, whatever you fancy. But I'm just going to cut it up here to show you what it looks like. So here's my classic 5-minute fudge. You saw how easy it was to make that. So if you do try it out, leave me a comment and let me know how it turned out and how you liked it. And that's it. So I'll see you next time.